What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be installing the DV8 shock and lower skid plate. So I got my instructions right here. All that we should need is a 27mm socket and a 24mm socket and big ooga-doogas. And let's go ahead and pull these bad boys out of here. See what we got. Well, they packaged pretty well. So, got the branding, DV8. It looks very good, nice and powder coated. No real issues. Welds look really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and put these on the back section of the Bronco here. So in the event, if we're off-roading, they hang kind of low. It's a low spot for the Bronco, so just want to make sure they're a little protected. A lot of people have said that those spots where the shock mount, it's pretty flimsy metal, and people have kind of bent those and moved it around, moved the shocks around even. Because of it. All the other metal around there is pretty hardy. So, got a trip going to Colorado. Want to make sure when we do some trails that everything is nice and protected, so I don't get stranded out there with my family. All right, well, these two look great. Let's go into the vehicle and get started installing these. Okay. First steps are going to be loosening the shock bolt. This is the 27mm. You don't completely take it out, you just loosen it, and then we're going to loosen this one up. I guess from the back side is what I'm seeing on the diagrams. I don't have a cheater bar, so this might be fun. So you do have to loosen it from this side, which is going to prove to probably be a little difficult. Just as an FYI, this needs to be torqued down to 350 foot-pounds, so I don't think my torque wrench goes that high, so I'm just gonna have to get it nice and snug, I think. Okay, this should be enough. Hopefully. Then all right, so once you get them loosened, pretty much you have to create a gap between the heads to slide the plate on. This one doesn't need it, just the upper one. You pretty much need this to slide in there, this backside piece to slide up in there, and then this big bolt goes right through here, and then the back side goes onto that bolt head. So I'm gonna struggle with this and come back to you guys. All right, so after a lot of hammering, managed to get this in. One thing I would suggest is this bolt from the back side, taking a heavy metal hammer. Be careful of the claws if you have your wheels on. You don't want to scratch the rims and the wheels. Rubber mallet to smack this up and in place. And then last thing is to make sure that there's a big enough gap for these side pieces to kind of go up and in there nice and easy. It's a tight fit, so you definitely need the rubber mallet. So this is what it looks like. I didn't torque down the bolts yet, but you know, we kind of have our little reservoir there. There's our back bolt. And then if we come over here, you can see how it sits in there nicely. One thing that might be a potential issue is the arm. I don't know if it's gonna cause any issues when flexing. I guess we'll find out when I take it off-road. But torque them down. I believe it's 350 for this back guy here, and then that upper one I think was 98 foot-pounds. All right, guys, that's a wrap. We got both installed on either side. I didn't film the passenger side because it just takes a little while. Definitely would recommend hitting the shock bolt with a hammer, both of them, just to kind of get them where you need them to go. And then the 350 torque spec is pretty tough to do. So I just kind of cinched it down there nice and tight with the impact gun and got it to about the same spacing as previous. And then that top bolt, that's 122 foot-pounds. I think I said 98 previously. So just 122, it's on there pretty tight, so just make sure you snug it down. It looks great. I don't think it reduces clearance all that much. So, you know, hopefully not. We'll see. Hopefully that metal is really flimsy. When I was hitting the bolts, you can kind of see it bending a little bit. So hopefully these help that situation and nothing gets deformed when I do go out to Colorado and off-road this a little bit. So as always, thanks for watching. You know, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, so all that you do helps me, and I'd like to give back to you by providing more entertaining content as far as that goes. So thanks again. Have a good one.